Welcome to the Warrior Gamer Headquarters podcast. All right. So today we were talking about humor and the healing power of humor, because last episode we dropped a lot of lame jokes, and hopefully you're laughing at us and not with us on that. So April, you came prepared with some knowledge that you were going to drop on us, right?
I did. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to drop some pounds and get in much better health, in part from meeting with you guys every week. And one of the things I read was there was a study about people with type 2 diabetes, and one of the things that actually helped them drop their numbers. They were just on the borderline. They're around the 7 to 9, something that range. And one of the things that helped them drop their numbers was an attitude adjustment that came about from the simple act of watching a comedy for an hour for each day, for the duration of the study, and rating the comedy, and then really just looking forward to watching another one. And that simple bit of joy and the intention to drop your numbers and be healthier, that intention actually impacted. And I know one thing we talk about here is being a superhuman, and what do you need to do? What do you need to pay attention to? What do you need to focus on to be a superhuman? And that study caught my eye.
Wow. So I'm going to drop a link to that study in the show notes.
Found it.
Yeah, it's not hard to find. Yeah.
Do you think that folks with type 2 diabetes would benefit from watching that one episode where we were dropping those jokes?
No,
I mean,
that could make him worse.
It may not be the popular definition of comedy, but I mean, it was up there. I was having a good time.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. But yeah, humor is important, right? I had a friend of mine. He served in the army in Iraq, and he would tell me that in the military they had this saying, but I've heard variations of the saying. It's called "enjoy the suck." How do you
embrace the suck?
Embrace the suck.
Embrace the suck. Oh,
and so they would just try to find humor in everything, because sometimes the task you're doing is boring. Sometimes you're not doing a whole lot. When it's busy is busy, but when it's not, I mean, you're really just sitting there. I experienced this working in EMS. Sometimes you just sit there for 6 hours, you do nothing, and then the next 6 hours you're just absolutely up to here with how many tasks that you're being given. And so during those first 6 hours, I mean, you could choose to be bored and let it consume you and then just idle scroll on your phone, or you can learn to have fun with it, right? And I think that's a skill that we were just trying to showcase the other day with our silly jokes, is that sometimes you don't have to be all serious. You don't have to talk about something revolutionary within the gaming sphere. Sometimes you can just sit back and have a good laugh. Even if the jokes aren't that great, still had a good time.
Absolutely. I think one of the things and again, your attitude and what you get to choose how you feel about absolutely anything in the world. And I think that makes such a big difference. And just back to the medical connection, this link that I just popped in here is the placebo effect on soldiers. And there have been a couple of studies like that where, years ago when they ran out of morphine on the battlefield and the doctors gave them saline, these soldiers were able to endure without exhibiting any pain or anything. And this study here said that 40% of the soldiers are able, just by managing their mind and managing their intention, to truly deal with pain. And I think that's one of the things that our little show is always focused on, the remarkableness of what you can do with your mind. Like, you are your own best pharmacy.
Yeah, there's a so I mean, I've known this to be true for a very long time, because I don't know, about 10 or 12, maybe 13 years ago, I read about Norman Cousins, and this guy was absolutely incredible. Do you know about Norman Cousins?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I'm pulling up the accurate data on him, but basically this guy was diagnosed with multiple, like, hey man, you only have a few months or years to live, multiple times. Okay, yeah. Ankylosing spondylitis. Dude, did I say that right? Bilal? Did I say
Ankylosing
that?
spondylitis is pretty close. Yeah.
See? There you go. Okay.
Good
He
to have
had
a pro
that.
around.
A bunch of other things. So what he did was he was at one time like bedridden and wasn't able to like move, and he was like looking at his toes and he's like, I'm gonna move this toe. Like I'm gonna move this toe. And like months after, doctors were like, dude, just give up. Like you're stressing yourself out. You just embrace the suck, right? And so he was like, no. And he turned on like Three Stooges. Like this was a long time ago. I'm trying to figure out the 60s. Okay. Turned on the Three Stooges, Laurel and Hardy, Abbott and Costello, the Marx Brothers. And he would just play them all day long. And he actually like got better and was able to like walk and move. And he cured himself of multiple like, what's when you get a diagnosis, multiple terminal diagnoses. And it was a huge deal. And there's a place called the Norman Cousins Institute where they actually study laughter and its healing effects.
Wow.
Yeah. So I know that. And every time I get sick, I turn on the funny stuff. And my mom even, she didn't know about any of that science. She just knew like, hey, the best thing is a nice laugh. So she's always like, Casey, you need to turn on the funny stuff if you're not feeling well. And so, yeah, pretty cool.
I mean, the whole laughter is the best medicine thing. They just say it, but now that people are doing research on it, I think people are taking it more seriously. And I remember learning about that somewhere, and I started incorporating it into my own life. Whenever I get sick, my go-to is Impractical Jokers.
Oh yeah, man.
Nice.
That's such a funny show.
So funny. It never gets old. Yeah, no, they're amazing. So I'd recommend that to anybody who's just looking for a good laugh.
Bilal, we'll have to up our game and start doing some antics like they do.
Oh my goodness. That takes some other level of bravery. They're New Yorkers.
We'll need a sponsor.
They're New Yorkers. It's a bit different out there. It's like there's America and then there's New York.
That's what they say about Texas and Alaska.
Yes.
Yeah. they're completely something else.
So Bilal, it's the Norman Cousins Center for Psychoneuroimmunology.
I love that.
Published over 200 research papers on the power of humor.
Oh, at UCLA.
I don't know where it is. Are you Googling it?
Yeah, I Googled it, and the first thing that came up is Norman Cousins Center for Psychoneuroimmunology in UCLA. Oh, let's take a look here. Oh no,
it is. Founded in 1978.
Will you put a link in there below? Is
this
connected to gaming? Are there any funny games that we could recognize?
That's a good. I wonder if there is.
There are.
There used to be. I know there used to be funny games, but that was back in the day. I'm older than all of you.
I mean, the go-to, it would be anything from the Jackbox series. If you've heard of those, those are the party games. People tend to have fun with those.
Jackbox series.
Yeah, so those tend to be pretty humorous. Other games, if you like story games and you like a little bit of a challenge, Hades is pretty funny. The dialogue is fantastic, but the game will punish you. It is extremely punishing. Not for the faint of heart. In fact, I wouldn't recommend it as like a first-timer game for beginners, but I still would just because of the story. The dialogue carry. Oh yeah.
So we started, I was telling you about like we were doing It Takes Two, and it was like the most impressive thing I've ever seen in my life. Like the gameplay, the graphics, the storyline, I mean, everything was just mind-blowingly awesome. We started playing this game. Oh man, now the name escapes me, but we're just these cardboard boxes. And all you're doing is like exploring the world like Zelda, like the old school Zelda.
Yeah.
And it is so funny because you can pick each other up and throw them off a cliff. And like My kids are we're all dying when we're playing this game. It's so much fun. But we have so much fun and the kids just clamor for it. There's this, let's play, you know.
Is it called Carton Fall?
I don't think so. Let me see. I'll look it up right now.
No, that's the first thing I found. I just looked up game where you play as cardboard boxes and I get card.
It might be. I'm just forget. the
Only I
name.
were able to share my screen. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh man, you
No,
called me
Ken,
out.
you did it
Man, I
again.
don't know why it does that. Okay, go ahead.
That's what they all say.
They've
Oh,
you
got
should
some
be good.
really funny
Oh, yeah.
old ones.
this is the game that I found. I'm guessing it's not this, but
No, that's not it. But that looks like a lot of fun.
yeah.
This is an article from The Guardian. They put down the 27 funniest games of all time, they said.
Oh, that's good. I want that.
I just popped it in the chat.
And Grand Theft Auto comes up.
I hope not. It's not
I
very
mean,
funny.
it has some pretty funny moments in there.
See, now I'm irritated. I'm gonna have
but-
to turn on the Sony.
Let's see. Jazz Punk, West of Loathing, Spot
Stacked. Maybe it's called Stacked or something.
Spy
Parappa the
versus Spy.
Rappa,
Oh my God, yeah.
Undertale, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh my God, I love that series by Douglas Adams.
Yeah. Then there's
So good.
Overcooked. This one is actually pretty funny. Yeah, very.
Overcooked. You played that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like we would. It's just a cooking game. The controls are very simple, but it all goes very fast, and you're just trying to turn out orders as things come in, and then the kitchen starts moving around, and so you have to move around. It gets really silly. I've played with friends, and then we were all just pretending to be professional chefs and yelling at each other. One of them decided to be Gordon Ramsay, and that was a fun time, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not sure why Hitman is on here, but
No,
they
it's
say
certainly.
funny.
I mean,
Well, I guess if you're, maybe like in a,
A really dark mood.
it says here
pile up. It's called pile up, Bilal.
pile up. Okay. If
Oh,
you've ever
that's the
tried
good
to
one.
stealthily kill a foreign agent only to accidentally squash a member of his party guest under falling spotlight, you'll know what we mean. Okay, I guess.
guess
They're
there's some-
stretching it. South Park. The truth. Well, I mean, it is
Oh.
South Park. So that's gonna do. You said pile
Pile up.
Pile up. Let's see if
box
it
by
makes the
box.
list.
pile up.
Yeah, let's see.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Box by box.
Binge drinking squirrel. Attempts to get his girlfriend home.
Yeah, that's it, dude.
Thwarted by a Prussian weasel.
It's so much fun. And it's hard too, man, because my kid is like 6 and he's like trying to land the box perfectly on things. So it's actually
Oh.
really, really good. And that's the little frog box. So if you jump on top of him, he has this huge tongue that comes out and you can grab things. Like it is so yeah, it's so clever.
That's awesome. I love clever games. There
See
used
that?
to be
Oh,
like I was
wow.
even playing like Myst back in the day.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh my gosh. you're
And
bringing that
Prince
way
made
back.
a spin-off of Myst that had all of his music and his lyrics and stuff in it.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
And
you
what's
really got to
cool-
use teamwork here. Look at that.
Yeah. And it as you add, so this is what we discovered the other day is I had my friend over and we played as 4 players
Mhm.
and like we played the same world and we're like, whoa, like where are all the extra boxes? So they took away boxes because we had more people and it
Oh,
modified the game. So we had to work together. It's actually really challenging. Like, okay, we
wow.
have to do this before we do that, before we do this. And you have to like think like 6 and 7 moves ahead.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna see if I can play that with my students.
Yeah, I love it.
Awesome.
It's so much fun. I love these
Pile up.
things.
Pile up box by box. Awesome. And
Okay.
Bilal, you mentioned the Jackbox games. So many of
Yeah.
those are fun and funny.
Jackbox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jackbox. But
Those
there's
are-
a bunch.
I
Wow,
bought-
there's 9 now. I thought there was like 6, but
Oh, let me see.
yeah, so
Yeah, the
each pack is
Jackbox games are
different. And
really
I don't
fun.
even know if I'm sharing audio. So let me do this again. Share sound.
We did one where we should do that one day, guys. Just play some games, some silly games.
We talked about that. We're gonna do it.
Invite the folks. Yeah, I think we should do it. We should totally do it.
Well, we have to
And
agree on
Jackbox you can
games.
do from anywhere. We can invite people to play Jackbox games.
Yeah, so
with
the
us.
idea, they'd have these different games. Each one plays differently, and you play on your phone, and it's very custom made. So you can
Mhm.
make it as appropriate or as inappropriate as you want, depending on the audience that you're with. So you might get a prompt on your phone that says the best way to stay young forever. You got to kind of like free response. If you were given this prompt, you kind of have the free response. So one person might type never stop dancing. The other person types change your name to Turbo. That's what it says here, right? Yeah, but of course, these are very basic ones. They had to keep it PG for the trailer. But the reality is people can get quite wild with these, and they do get pretty interesting. Throw in a bunch
Then
of
what
inside
happens?
jokes depending on who you're with.
There's one, I'm trying to think the name of it that I played with my students. It's Fibbage. Have you played Fibbage before?
Fibbage sounds familiar. I feel like I have.
Fibbage, it's where you fill in the blanks and then everybody's got to vote to decide which one is a lie. So they give you like, oh, it's really funny. I don't know if they have Fibbage on your screen.
Well, it looks like they have a deal going on here. A trilogy for almost 48% off. Probably, I'm gonna guess this is like a Memorial Weekend sale.
Ah, gotcha.
But yeah, Steam runs sales. They'll run a summer sale. They'll run a winter sale. So they do these things. So you often wait for these to come out.
And
Yeah.
I think they upgrade like so that like Fibbage for sure, like it gets everybody knows the answers after a while. So I think they continually upgrade for you.
Right. Because the difference between these games, obviously, there's some games that are like Quiplash, for example. I've seen this in so many Jackbox games, right? Or so I think that there's so many because I've just seen it so many times. But the prompts will vary, and that's what they do. So,
Yeah.
just like any board game, like if you buy a board game that has a set of cards and those set of cards have, say, prompts on them, say Cards Against Humanity, for example, right? You can only run through the prompts so many times before you kind of get in a groove of it, and then you want something else. And so you'll buy an expansion pack, right? And that expansion pack might have different content of a different theme. Sometimes it's very thematic, sometimes it's just different content, right? So Jackbox works in the same way, except it can be played virtually. I highly recommend that. Yeah.
Really like that. There's a analog game called Unstoppable Unicorns. Have you guys heard of that one?
Unstoppable.
Yeah, it's very silly. Very silly. I'm a pro at silly. It's by the same people that made Exploding Kittens.
I thought I recognized the art style. Yeah.
Did
yeah. So I'm familiar with Exploding Kittens. That one. Oof. Great. That one.
Is that as crazy as it sounds, or is it a play on the words?
No, it's pretty crazy.
Oh man.
I like how you go on the website. I talked about destroying friendships, right? And then literally says on the website, Unstable Unicorns is a strategic card game that will destroy your friendships, but in a good way. Yeah.
My cousin, I got it for my cousin's kids, and he was like, these kids will not stop playing these games. I can't believe you did this to me. Right. And then of course I sent him the expansion packs.
Yeah, so there are multiple expansions packs. You can see like for different themes, if you're into nightmares, if you want something that's more adult content, and you can get that. And then there are the kid-friendly versions of the game. So it really tries to appeal to the masses.
So what is this? What do you do with this? What is
this game? I mean, how would I explain it? How similar is it to Exploding Kittens?
It's very similar, but you've got a lot of there's more twists and turns. That's why they say it will destroy your friendships, because it's very much based on who you trust and who trusts you.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can you play online?
No, this is an actual card game.
Yeah, it's a physical. I don't know if you could play it online. That would be interesting.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's a ways to make this into an online game. If not, somebody's already done some budget version of it.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, but like, I mean, we would do this too. I mean,
so it's fantastic. I should send you one for your kids,
yeah.
Ken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially because you're so smart for your kids, so smart. I
We
don't
play
have a
games
problem
every
with
day. Like we play games every day.
That's awesome.
Like complicated stuff too, man. Like they like it. So
Yeah. Same with my little cousin, my cousin Paul. He's 2 kids. He's got 2 twins. And I sent them Catan, and then I sent them a game called Pandemic. And they, the games for like, they're like 11, and the games for like 14-year-olds, and they're just killing it. They're so strategic and
Oh, but how to
amazing.
play. I think this will explain it in 30 seconds. Wow.
Hey.
so it looks like there's an Unstable Unicorns on Steam.
Really?
Mm.
Cool.
I don't know.
See, you lose your friends because you destroy their unicorns. And they're so cute.
You guys are so weird.
Well, I mean, yeah, this
So
is what you
cute.
do. And even with my friends, like we will play games like this, we won't just stick with video games. We'll also like throw out some card games. There's one that I played the other day. I'm trying to remember, what is it called? It's the one where you have different classes, like you have an assassin, you have a duke, you know what I'm talking about? Oh, come on, man.
Mm-mm.
An
Is it-
assassin and a
I think the
dude.
Is
game's
it-
called Coup,
Oh, is
right?
that a play on Clue?
Card game. It is called Coup.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So this is one where you have 2 cards, right, in your hand, and there are 5. I think there are 5 or 6 different roles that you can play, but you can only play the ones in your card, and nobody knows what you have. And so your goal is to kind of just pretend to play the different roles and hope nobody's catch on, so that you can gain more money and take other people out. That's essentially what you have to
Whoa.
do in this game. I think that's the elevator explanation. It's better played, honestly. You play once, as confusing as it is, you'll get it the first time, if
Nice.
not the second, right?
Love Life Sutra. Bilal, what have you been searching for on Amazon? What's going on there?
What is this? I don't know. I just look up Coup card game. Couples game for
Reconnect.
married couples. 200 couples conversation cards. Speak your love language. Designed by an American psychologist. Wow.
Yeah, so is McDonald's menus. So
Does Pile Up have a physical game next to it? The Pile Up game you like?
no way. I mean, it's like a walk around worlds game with
Oh, okay.
yeah. No, it's a blast.
Gotcha.
So
I'm trying to think of games to send to my little cousins now. You guys have inspired me.
well,
So
you gotta
cool.
talk to my wife, man. She's the queen,
Is she?
elementary school teacher. Yeah. So we have games like we have a closet full of games
No.
and paint supplies, and yeah, she's the queen, so she'll know what's up. I'll get you in touch with her. So let's flip back real quick to the benefits of humor. So
Yes.
um
And
real
connection,
quick,
Ken, the benefits of humor and connection. Remember that first, I know we've talked about that in other podcasts, but not
Yeah.
just laughing to yourself in the corner, but laughing with your friends and laughing just that whole. And
Yeah.
I'm the biggest loner ever. I love being here watching anime with nobody to bother me, but but sometimes you should.
So in my book, I talk about like the DNA and how it's designed for the betterment of society and yourself, right? And so if you don't go around humans enough, you start to decay, like you start the self-destruct process because your nervous system is thinking that there's something going on and you're not good for society. And so when you laugh, that usually means that you're around other people and that you're providing some type of positive input on them. And Bilal, am I hearing your stuff or am I hearing my stuff?
I don't have anything running in the background.
I don't know. So yeah, it's coming from somewhere.
Really? Let us mute so you.
Yeah, it's just you. Classic. That's a classic Ken moment right there. Having some technological issues. It's
I
not a
have
Warrior Gamer episode if Ken does not have a technological issue.
absolutely no idea where all that sound's coming from.
Yeah,
Oh, it's from the Steam app. Man,
but
advertised to me, man.
beginner
Okay.
move, man.
I need some humor because I'm getting stressed out. So it says here, laughter is certainly 2010 and 2008. There were studies on laughter and type 2 diabetes. So nice job, April. And it regulates blood sugar levels, insulin, yada, yada. Some really good stuff. So social support, laughter encourages social connections, boosting the immune system. It helps produce white blood cells, which fight infection. Positive emotions, the hormones that get secreted when you're laughing, reduces stress, which I know about that. Neuroendocrine effects. Laughing triggers the release of endorphins, which are natural feel-good chemicals in the brain. Endorphins can have positive effects on mood and potentially influence certain immune responses. Is this okay? Deferring to Bilal, is this all true? Is ChatGPT and Bard lying to me, or are they legit?
They're on the right track, yes.
Wow, that's
I
good.
think all you need to know is the laughter, dopamine reward, blah, 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 blah. Right? That it's really as simple as that. Even when you're learning, you use the dopamine pathway, right? And when you're trying to learn how to do a new task, be it physical, be it mental, you're using the dopamine pathway. So if you're not enjoying the learning process, learning is going to become difficult, right? So you can see how humor can thus, I mean, if you kind of draw that connection, if we're using the same pathways, mesolimbic, mesocortical pathways, if you're using those, especially the mesolimbic pathway, right? Well, then, yeah, if you improve the amount of humor in your life, if you try to see the positivity in things, then maybe some of the other things that you're working on that require a little more, technicality, a little more know-how, a little more focus become a bit easier because you're in the right state of mind physiologically. Not something that I'm making up. It's just how it is. It's why when you're playing video games and you're having a loss streak, you're playing really bad, the best advice that people give is to stop playing, take a break, because you're not you. You know that's it's a Snickers commercial, right? So you're not you when you're hungry. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So we got to keep ourselves in the right state of mind.
All right. So I took this yoga. It was a Kundalini type yoga where we were laughing the whole time. And the instructor was helping us belly laugh. And I just looked this up, and I had not looked this up previously, but now like I kind of get it. And so the physical actions of laughter helps innervate the vagal sac in the heart, which is the only thing that tells your body to turn off the fight, flight, and freeze mechanism, and regulates your sympathetic and parasympathetic systems. And so that whole physical activity of like sucking in that air and making that vibration, I'm willing to bet the vibration of laughter has some type of like messages to the body, and the muscle tension. It says here that the act of laughter relaxes muscles. Laughter has been shown if you have bouts of laughter before bed, you have better sleep. And people who laugh more have more creative ideas and approaches to life, which is pretty cool, I think.
That's fantastic. That, it flows right with, I was listening to Joe Dispenza. I know you guys both know Joe Dispenza. This weekend, and he was definitely talking about vibration and the movement in your heart, and the connection between your heart and your brain, and how that your mood is what is regulating how sick you get. He had a study where he showed two folks who were right next to each other in a chemical plant, same exposure, absolutely everything. One got cancer, one did not. And he does a lot of studies, but one of the things that he says is that how you respond to things is a lot to do with your mood, and how your body responds is a lot to do with the vibration and the frequency of your being, so of yourself, and that controlling that, not controlling it, but just allowing it and enjoying that, and really, letting go of the that need to have a only physical answer to problems that could be spiritual and emotional and mental. I think that that's a really good message, and I really like him. I hope to go see him one day.
Yeah, he's like the OG
Yeah.
on this stuff, man. So I got a question. So I asked this a bunch of times to friends. It's been a while. So what is the funniest scene of any movie or show ever? Or at least, give me an example of like one of the absolute most funniest scenes ever. I got two like ready to go. So come on.
Let's hear what makes you laugh every time. One that makes you that you watch over and over. What makes you laugh every time?
Nonstop. I could watch it 50 times in a row and I'm laughing just thinking about it. But it was a movie, I think it was Tommy Boy, where he's in the bathroom on the airplane. Maybe it's Black Sheep. I think it's Tommy. No, it's Tommy Boy. Mm-hmm. He's in the bathroom on the airplane getting changed. And it's the absolute funniest thing in the world. I mean, just hands down. So have either of you seen it?
Totally putting it on my list now, though. Tommy Boy.
Yeah, it is short. Okay, here. You want me to show you?
Yeah.
All right,
here we go. We're a nonprofit, so we can.
This is for the sake of study. We're studying this scene.
All right, can you guys see it?
Yeah.
All right, so they scam their way onto this airplane to fly to, maybe it was Chicago. I don't know. So they're flying, and now they have to get changed. Oh, can you hear it?
Ooh, no, we can't.
Okay, hold on. I gotta think about this.
It's strike two, my guy.
I know, dude. I know. How did I do this last
Tommy
time?
Boy 1995. Good man.
1990. Okay, I'm totally putting that on my list.
That might be why you don't know it.
That's probably why you don't know it, huh? Yeah.
Actually, if you want to look it up and do it.
Okay, we'll watch it. There's one that's, you think that's old? Here's one for you. Super old. It makes me laugh every time, and it really shouldn't. But it's in a movie called Blazing Saddles. I don't know if you guys have seen that. And there's a point where the black guy is dressed in Klan gear, and he takes his hood off and he says, "Where are the women at?" In a really silly voice. There's also a point where somebody punches a horse for no reason. Sorry to all our PETA people out there, but the horse's acting was so good. The horse like nailed his scene, nailed his cue. That horse is adorable.
Oh, that movie. There's
Very
so many
silly
things.
Movie.
Bilal, can you look this up on your thing? And
no, I did, but you're sharing the screen, so.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Tommy Boy. All right. So now you're gonna get some sound here.
You still alive? Ma'am, there's a half-hour time limit. Oh, ay caramba. Okay, now, running out of time, so you can't go see Zelensky.
He's like, that was really fast.
It was fast, yeah. In and out of the bathroom.
Go.
Oh.
Hands can hardly fit in.
I can't watch.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh. Oh. Lucky man.
okay. I'm fine. I'm fine now.
Oh my goodness gracious me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
There's
my
Yeah, I
like
feel
one
god.
like
thing
me
after
and Tim
another,
and you
man.
falling out.
One thing after another.
I can't watch that. I can't do it.
Definitely.
No, there is
That's
one thing that
hilarious.
makes me laugh a lot. Unfortunately, like it is way too it's like not inappropriate. No, it is inappropriate.
Worse than what I said? It can't be worse than what I said.
No, it can. It definitely can.
Uh,
It's I can't even talk about the joke because it's so funny, but I can't share it.
Oh no.
But like, okay, I'll at least share the show. The show's close enough. You heard of it? Close enough. Okay. How about regular show?
mm-mm.
Oh, I know the regular show.
Yeah, yeah. It's the same creators made Close Enough,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, that's basically think of like adult regular show.
Uh-huh.
That's what it is. Instead of regular show, they make subtle adult jokes, right? And
Gotcha.
Close Enough is unapologetically adult, and they'll hit every topic imaginable.
Wow.
There was
Sort of
one
like
particular
Drawn
joke that
Together.
was
Do you
really
remember
funny.
Drawn Together?
So
That one was. Do you remember a show called Drawn Together?
drawn together.
You're too
Never heard of
young,
it.
but it was one of the very first shows that just went overboard, over the edge on edginess. It's also
Paramount.
animated. Cree Summers played a character called Foxy. What's her name? Foxy Love, something like that. It's Drawn Together, but it's also very if you like you might like it. But every 3 seconds it's not politically correct. It's offending just about everybody and everyone.
Yeah, it sure looks like it. I'm just looking at the titles of some of the YouTube videos, and yeah, no, it's definitely
And look how old it is. You see the date? What is the date? It's like
2004 is when it first aired.
yeah, it's pretty old.
Yeah.
Hey, what was the show that was at a college? It was like a community college. Oh man, that was so
Community?
funny. Yes.
It's in
That
the
was
name, man.
hilarious.
It's in the
Huh?
name. It's strike 3 for you.
Oh man, dude, I don't do TV or movies and stuff. I'm awful,
And
but
neither do I, man. No
I don't have time.
excuses.
No, that's why mine are all so old. Like Blues Brothers cracks me up. Like everything, like the old ones crack me up.
That's a great movie.
But I
Great movies.
like silliness too. I like the slapstick ones and like
So I actually grew up on the Three Stooges, Laurel and Hardy, Abbott and Costello, and the Marx Brothers. I grew up on
Yes.
all of those. My dad was such a huge fan.
oh my gosh, yeah.
It was just so funny. So
Mhm.
funny.
Actually, the Three Stooges were one of the things that helped me, as I was growing up, and they were, people were always talking about racism and this and that, and you got to watch your back, you got to do this. And as a little kid, I was like, but I love the Three Stooges. And they're
Yeah.
not the same race as me. So it never registered that there should be, judgment based on race when I was little, because I loved the Three. I still love the Three Stooges.
I think it's had the same effect on me, which is like I didn't you're not offended by anything unless you're taught to be
Mhm.
offended by that. I am wholeheartedly, for me and my family, that's how we're raised. And so you have to be taught to be offended. And
Yeah.
I was brought up by this slapstick stuff, and like the Marx Brothers, I mean, they're very, very smart, like comedy. And like
Mhm.
I had to really understand it as a youngster. And I mean, and whatever Italian stuff you say about Italians, like I'm not offended at all by them. I think it's just a way to be funny. And I don't know about, what's happening today, and there's a
Yeah.
little bit more of a different view on that stuff. But I still think the more things you identify to be offended, it will never end.
It never is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You go, I need an apple. Oh, I'm so offended by that. I am not an apple. I am not shaped like an apple.
What?
So, I don't know.
Don't call me apple shaped. Though I am
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
apple shaped right now. But you know what? I showed my class a Bugs Bunny episode. I adore
Oh,
Bugs Bunny.
My
And
God,
I
there is
was
so
just
inappropriate.
I was cracking up, and my poor class was like,
I know.
This generation does not at all get Bugs Bunny. They're like, oh, it's so sexist. Oh, they're so violent. Why would he do that? They
You
were
should
like
show him Wile E.
analyzing it.
Coyote and
I was
Yosemite
like,
Sam.
oh
Oh
my
my
God.
gosh.
it
watch
was
those.
I had to like stop Bugs Bunny because their response was like they were scarred.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. I
Try to
don't
have
know, man.
fun, you know. That's how you have fun. It's like
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I
poke fun
thought
at
it
the
was, I
little
thought
things
that.
here
I
and
mean, I
there.
know I get it, but oh my gosh. Like I get it. I guess I need to be more sensitive. But I thought I thought he was so funny because he was,
Well, and trash talk too, man. Like I had two older brothers who could crush me at any moment in time. And I had to learn. I was just talking to my wife about this yesterday. I mean, I had to learn to use my words to defend myself. And like trash talking was just like, I mean, I grew up in that neighborhood. I mean, my neighborhood was rough and like you had to talk trash in order to like get people from not killing you and beating you up, you know? I love trash. I still do it to this day. I trash talk every day. Like even my kid, like 6 years old, we're playing soccer. It's like they'll be like, you know what's funny is like after the soccer game, today was one example. After the soccer game, all these kids come over and play with me and my son because they like the trash talk. Where I'm like, come on,
Nice.
Grandpa. What are you? Where are you kicking to the bird's nest? That's birds of it, you know, like, and they just crack up, man. They just love it.
That's awesome. It's true. Your words are your best defense. And I think, there's a sadness that people are so hypersensitive today that I think they miss out on a lot of just the fun of riding each other for no apparent reason.
Yeah, me and my dad still do it to this day. We talk so much trash to each other because that's how we love. You know, it's a way of love. You know, and I don't get offended. I'm just like, he says those things to toughen me up. You know,
Yeah,
because life is rough. I don't care how sensitive, the world, your society evolves. There's still gonna be people. Like you still gotta be tough, dude, to survive, man. So, I don't know. We went off topic, but all right. What else? Anything else before we wrap it up early?
we're not actually early. Look at us, 8:03. Well, I guess it's
Oh,
9:03 in your spot.
Gosh, I
We're
gotta
doing
get out of here.
good.
You're doing okay. Yeah.
No, I think again, like the golden rule is just to be easy with it. Have fun with it. Find clarity, find joy. That's, so many people are hunting the dollar and hunting the success and hunting the win. And if you just relax and find joy, that stuff comes. And I think that's one of the things I love about gaming is it gives people a window and a break to just be silly and hang with their friends and not worry about anything or hang with themselves, like doing some of the rhythm games and or just just giving yourself permission to chill and have a good time. I think that's so important.
You know it too. If you're like a happy, like energetic person, like all that stuff comes to you. Like
Yeah.
if you're like, oh, I need to like, get my career, do a legacy, blah, blah, blah. If you're so focused on that, you're gonna repel everybody around you. If you're just like, I want a party, I bring the party. If you're coming along, it's a party. Let's go. Like people are like, yeah, I want to go. I want to go, I want to go with April. April, I would go anywhere with you because it would be a
Yes.
party.
Let's go. I'm having a party June 21st. You're all welcome to come over.
Do it. You heard it here, folks. Boom. Yes.
Everyone's pulling up to Chicago, huh? Like all of Hoarding.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah, my wife gets on me when I do this. Like, you're not having fun unless you get kicked out. Yeah, man.
Then
Life's
you
too
can say,
short.
I've been thrown out of better places than
Yeah, I've been thrown out of better places than this. She calls me like the rule breaker, like, yeah. So you gotta choose it, you gotta choose your fun. So
Absolutely.
all right. Well, that's Warrior Gamer Headquarters podcast on humor. And April
Yay.
gave some great parting words, Bilal? Do you want to give your perspective?
No, thank you.
Just
Think we're
laugh.
good. Yeah.
All right. I love it. Okay. Well, have a great night for us and great morning, afternoon, night, evening, wherever it is, wherever everyone is around the world.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
That's what we need to do, Ken. We need to broadcast from different spots around the world.
We
Let's
need
do
some
that.
cash.
We can
Hey.
do it. We'll manifest it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Let it flow.
Let it go.
Let
Let
it
it
go.
go. Bilal don't know. He doesn't have kids, man. He don't know what's
I
going
know
on.
that. Don't worry.
Of course, you watched Frozen last week. I know. I got it.
That is a vicious story if you think about it, Ken. They
Oh,
lock the girls in, they trap them, they deny them their honor, their rights.
Disney movies drive me and my wife crazy because someone dying or being murdered or whatever, and it's like, whatever happened, like the Care Bears, you know?
Right.
Like, just I want rainbows and flowers and stuff for my kids to watch sometimes. You know? Not throwing people out of windows, people.
Right.
Or drowning on ships. Like, I know it goes against everything I said about toughening the kids, but you know,
but they're a little rough there.
too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
Capiche? Too much.
All right. I'm gonna watch some funny videos before I go to bed, and I will catch you guys
All right.
on the flip
Awesome.
side.
Thank
Later.
you.
Warrior Gamer Headquarters Podcast out.
Warrior Gamer Headquarters Podcast. Out.